Eastern Visayas is a site of many firsts in the history of the Philippines. It is where the Spaniards first laid foot on Philippine soil and the site of the first recorded Catholic Mass in the country. It is also where some of the first revolts by the Filipinos against the Spaniards took place, and where the first battle in Philippine soil for the Asia-Pacific liberation was won during World War II. Today, the region's capital city, Tacloban continues to make history, being the first to be classified as a highly urbanized city. Steeped in a history that has consequently shaped the fate of the nation, Tacloban is a city where the old and the new worlds meet. With reverence for its past, Tacloban looks towards a bright future as a thriving and vibrant city. Tacloban gets its name from its humble beginnings as a fishing village, where locals once used a contraption called a taclob, which was used to catch crabs, fish, and shrimps. Once just a simple fisherman's hub, the Tacloban port continues to thrive with traders bringing goods from all over the region. Large cargo vessels and little fishermen boats alike transport their merchandise to the Tacloban market, where one will find a variety of the freshest fares and essential wares all in one place. This port city is situated in the Cancabato Bay in Leyte, along the San Juanico Strait, where one can find the beautifully designed San Juanico Bridge, connecting the neighboring islands of Samar and Leyte. Completed in 1973, this serpentine structure is the longest bridge spanning a body of water in the Philippines, stretching 2.16 kilometers long. The bridge is only 10 minutes from the city center. It can be accessed by both public and private transportation. Crossing the bridge, whether over or under it, is nothing short of breathtaking. With picturesque views of the Samar and Leyte landscapes tapering into the San Juanico Strait. With the construction of the San Juanico Bridge, Tacloban is now accessible from Manila by land. In fact, Tacloban is located near the center point of the Maharlika Highway, which connects the islands of Luzon, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao. The domestic airport of Tacloban is one of the busiest airports outside of Metro Manila, with daily flights to and from Manila and Cebu. From Manila, Tacloban is a quick 1-hour flight away. With accessibility by land, air, and water, along with its centralized position in the Philippines, Tacloban is certainly the hot spot for government, education, commerce, culture, and tourism in the Eastern Visayas. As the regional center, Tacloban houses the seats of local and regional government. Historically, Tacloban temporarily held the seat of the Philippine Commonwealth government as the country was recovering during World War II. Today, the Tacloban City Hall keeps up with the modern demands of a growing city, while the Leyte provincial capital still stands, retaining its grandiose, old-fashioned architecture since its construction in 1924. Also being the center for education, Tacloban is home to some of the top universities in the region, such as the University of the Philippines Visayas and the Eastern Visayas State University. Tacloban can also boast of its National Maritime Polytechnic, which is one of the best maritime training centers in the country. This training center is equipped with state-of-the-art technology and simulation facilities to keep the students up to date with the latest international standards and practices to produce world-class seafarers. Tacloban continues to keep up with the times as new buildings and facilities have been constructed to accommodate the growing needs of this city on the rise. A newly opened bus terminal and market area has been constructed to be the site of the new city center in order to keep up with the growing traffic of people and goods coming in and out of Tacloban. While new malls and shopping centers such as Gaisano and Robinsons have also recently opened in this thriving city. For entertainment, locals can enjoy the happenings at the Tacloban City Convention Center, or Astrodome, which opened just a few years ago to serve as the regional venue for major events and gatherings. This is where locals can get a chance to watch live performances by local and international artists, or enjoy a free outdoor movie screening. Alongside the Astrodome, also facing the scenic Cancabato Bay, is the Balyuan Complex. The name Balyuan, meaning exchange, commemorates in this site the ancient ritual of exchanging the Santo Nino images across the strait between Basay in Samar and Tacloban City. Today, this shore remains a site for tradition and celebration in the Balyuan Amphitheater. It is where Tacloban hosts its yearly Sangyao Festival and its other cultural presentations. Apart from developing a healthy economy and community, Tacloban is also in the process of protecting the natural beauty that surrounds it. Currently being developed is the Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center, which is 200 hectares of protected forest area just 20 minutes from the city in the village of Salvacion. Also under development is an agri-tourism site in New Kawayan, where there are plans to cultivate land into farm-style recreation areas. While Tacloban City catapults itself into a future socio-economic progress, the remnants of its past keep it rooted in its rich history. All throughout the city, one can still see the remains of buildings from days of old. While some have withered with the times, others were maintained in their old-fashioned glory. Among these old buildings is the former home of the notable American businessman, Walter Scott Price, known as the Price Mansion. This was once the headquarters of General Douglas MacArthur during World War II. Today, the Price Mansion is owned by the College Assurance Plan and serves as museum of MacArthur memorabilia. Moments from Philippine history are preserved in the pictures, artifacts, documents, letters, and even furniture that remain in the Price Mansion, which stands intact with most of the original materials preserved for authenticity. Another building that captures the past is the famous Hotel Alejandro. Built in 1932, this residence was once famous for its luncheons and dinner parties, and then as a refuge for displaced families during the war. Still standing today, the hotel has been extended to accommodate more guests, while retaining sense of history. Along the corridors of the hotel, its walls are lined with hundreds of photos portraying an intricate story of the events that unfolded in Leyte during World War II as a vivid reminder of the lives that had been saved and sacrificed. One will also find the Redoña Residence, the official residence of Commonwealth President Sergio Osmeña. The house is one of the officially known historical sites of Tacloban City. Perhaps one of the most distinctive buildings in Tacloban City is the Santo Nino Heritage Museum, the repository of priceless works of art. Rare carvings of ivory, paintings, sculptured figures, icons, and rare books from all over the world. Built in the early 80s, the image of the Holy Infant of Prague, or the Santo Nino, was enshrined prominently in the center of the ground floor. The banig, a local mat woven from the local weed called tikog, and the signature product of Basay Samar, is the motif adopted in the inner and outer walls of the building. Grand ballrooms with chandeliers and thematically designed bedrooms like Muslim and Igorot settings, butterfly-filled rooms, coconut-inspired rooms, and rooms fully decorated with shells, and primitive type rooms show the artistic taste of the former First Lady, Imelda Romualdez Marcos, a native of Tacloban City and who personally supervised the finishing touches of the structure. Most of the rare items were gifts for the presidential couple from several heads of state and royal friends who had visited the Philippines. Simply wandering through the streets of Tacloban, one cannot avoid encountering the many remnants of some of the most significant moments of Philippine history, along with the personalities behind them. Even upon entering Tacloban City, one is greeted by the famous Boy Scout monument, which is the first in the world to be erected in human form. This is but one of the many monuments that clearly marks both the richness and the pride taken in Tacloban's colorful history. One of the most historically significant events was the momentous Leyte landing that is forever etched in every Filipino's memory with the famous promise, "I shall return," spoken by no other than General Douglas MacArthur. This promise was indeed fulfilled in 1944 when MacArthur returned to the shores of Palo, just 10 kilometers from Tacloban City, to defeat Japanese forces in one of the largest naval battles in history, in the Battle of Leyte Gulf during World War II. This historic moment is perpetuated in the larger-than-life golden statues of MacArthur and his men at the famous Leyte Landing Memorial Park. MacArthur is regaled as a hero in Tacloban as the arrival of American forces marked the end of the 3 years of Japanese occupation, which locals who survived this period remembered it to be one of the darkest times in history.
During the Japanese time, we were eating only lugaw in the evening. Our plates were flat, and then we had this small fish, rotpot fried. We called that medalla. That was our. And there were many prohibitions. We did not go out often. But during liberation, that was the time we had plenty of food. And there were many influences from America. And then there were many concert pianists who came here. There were many shows. There were many parties and many cultural events that influenced us a lot. Oh, there are so many. And as teenagers, young people, we enjoyed it. We had no worries.
Tacloban remains to be a melting pot of people and cultures from all corners of the region and even from around the world. This fact is most apparent in the local cuisine of Tacloban, where one will find some of the best of local and international cuisine. Practically every city in the Philippines has their own local lechon, or roasted pig, but few can boast of it like they can in Leyte, as lechon is one of the specialties in the area. One thing that makes the lechon different here is that they use native dark-haired pigs, as opposed to the white pigs used in other provinces. At Timo Romanos, a family-owned lechonan in Tacloban, they are known for their lechon de leche, or suckling pig. This local lechon has become so popular that they receive orders from all over the country, including cities such as Cebu and Manila. With their special mix of herbs and spices and a secret technique in bringing out that glistening golden brown crisp, it is no surprise why people would do anything to get a taste of the lechon at Timo Romanos. One of the greatest things to discover in any city are the places where one can experience the best of local cuisine, and even better if it's on a budget. The Dahil Sayo eatery started out from simple home-cooked meals, which led to their claim to fame as people flocked to try their famous home-style bulalo. Presented in a simple canteen style known as turo-turo, meaning to point, diners pick and choose from a spread of favorite Filipino dishes by pointing at the ones they want on their plate. As for those having a hard time choosing, they can go ahead and try everything at Stephanie's Smokehouse. This popular all-you-can-eat buffet features a complete spread of some of the tastiest local dishes. Not only is the food fresh and delicious, but for only 200 pesos or $4 per person, one can have a feast to feed a family. Being in a city surrounded by water, it is only safe to assume that you can find the freshest seafood dishes in Tacloban. True enough, Ocho Seafood and Grill Restaurant offers the tastiest seafood dishes cooked just the way you like it. Owned by Edric and Liesl Yao, they offer a variety of specialty dishes, such as sinigang sa miso, a tangy fish stew, sarad, a local seafood delicacy, and porbidang kangkong, a spicy version of stir-fried greens. Although the claim of fame of Ocho is that they cater to the tastes of their customers and willingly request diners to tell them precisely how they would like their dish to be prepared. Now that's service with style, and great taste too. One of the most unexpected treats that one will find in Tacloban City is a chance to dine at perhaps one of the top Italian restaurants in the country. Owned by an Italian expat that settled down in Tacloban, Giuseppe's has been serving authentic Italian food for almost 18 years. While most dishes are made with only the finest ingredients imported from Italy, owner and head chef Joseph Bonavitacola occasionally experiments by mixing in some Filipino flavors, such as their focaccia bread with queso, a local cheese made from Carabao's milk. Giuseppe's brings the Tacloban dining experience to nothing short of gastronomic. A trip to Tacloban isn't complete without a taste of the local treats that are native to Leyte. One of the must-try delicacies is the binagol. This dessert is made from a root crop locally called talyan, which is mashed and molded into a coconut shell, then cooked in a homemade tin oven for 8 hours. Another favorite treat is the local version of suman, called moron. This scrumptiously soft and sweet dessert is made from ground sticky rice and coconut milk, mixed with dark chocolate and peanuts. Roscas is a crunchy, semi-sweet cookie that is a favorite in Tacloban. In Tacloban, one will find historical monuments alongside cutting-edge technology, modern convenience alongside unspoilt nature preserves, tradition alongside innovation. Tacloban is a small city with big ambitions. It is an old world with a new life. It is a city with a colorful past and an even brighter future.